Hey Zach, this is Keaton Everett from ABC, going over your pitching video from the spring break camp. We're just going to talk about, just kind of break down your mechanics, do a couple changes I'd like to see, and get you in more of a powerful position to deliver the ball with more velocity, more power, more consistency, and get you in a little bit healthier spot to throw it. All right. So we'll just start by breaking down piece by piece, and just start first here with how you're setting up. Alright, pitching's all about being consistent when we break our hands, when we start our leg, when we start forward. Alright, so when your glove's away from your body, up high with a long arm path, you're just creating more distance and more things that can cause you to become inconsistent. So if you can get your glove down here around your belly button, around that belt, up against your body, that's going to take away a lot of these variations for timing issues. Alright. Your feet are set up a little bit. What I'd like to see is a little more preset activity in that lower body, meaning don't just stand there kind of lock-legged. Load up this front knee, load up this hip, just get everything ready and lock it kind of in place to drive it down the mound. Alright, so just a little bit more powerful position. You want to feel powerful already on that back leg. Alright, you're lifting up good, you got a good leg path, you get those hips in that good position, and what I really like is you are going forward right out of the gate and not leading with that left leg. You can see those hips driving first, staying closed. Alright, so that's a good starting spot. Alright, another thing that inside part of that knee I'm talking about is you can see how your energy's kind of going this way. We want to see that knee starting to drive, turn down to the dirt instead of out towards first base. Alright, so as you're coming forward, alright, everything's good up until about this point with that leg. Alright, as you can see, you're starting to swing that foot forward. Alright, we want to see that heel and those hips stay closed longer so you can get farther down the mound. Alright, we're going to see, we'll go forward and see that you're landing. Alright, that doesn't look very extended. We want to see you get out down the mound. We want to see you use that body, use those levers to get out down the mound. So all you need to think about is just keeping those hips closed, driving that hip farther down the mound, and not worry about what that left or that right foot's doing, opening you up. Okay. So now we're going to look at foot strike. Alright, this is where all that power is generated. This is where all that velocity is generated. Alright, and what we're seeing here with you is there's some big potentials for arm problems and arm injuries. Alright, at this position you're starting to see your posture go. Alright, your back's bent. Alright, everything's starting to leak out, and you see these extreme angles in your elbows. Alright, a lot of times we'll see guys with the opposite angles. We'll have guys up here, which are bad, but also having them adducted the way you do causes problems too, because as we watch as it keeps going forward, you're going to have to fight up and over, and these angles, we just want to even these angles out, make it a little bit more natural, a little less extreme. All right. So we can get our hand on top of the baseball. See how your fingers are on the side of the baseball the whole time? We want to get those hands up on top of the ball so we can drive it downhill. So in this position, at foot strike, we want to see you almost, at this kind of a more neutral angle with your elbow. All right, just get that elbow up, have this elbow up too, and something like that, instead of these super scap abducted spots. So it's just a little more natural of a spot, and take those strain off your shoulders. What you are doing good is you are keeping that glove fixed over that front foot and not pulling it into your chest, so you're getting down over that front foot. So that's good. But what I'd like to see is to get this glove out a little bit farther and rotate your elbow down instead of that glove and elbow down at the same time. So you're creating more of an angle like this with your glove instead of tucking that scat back into your back. All right. So now if we can move this elbow up to a little bit safer spot, that's going to get you on top of the ball and drive you, instead of you're going to watch your elbow do this through the zone, follow up and then throw. It's going to get you to drive the ball downhill more. All right. We'll go back a few steps and talk about your torque. All right. Torque, hip shoulder separation, is all about driving that left hip through the zone first, and then that upper body's going. So we want to see the hips in this position and that upper body, back here, not coming forward yet. All right. So we want that left hip to drive first, and then that left shoulder come through, and not at the same time. All right. So the more we can get that hip going forward first before that upper body, the more power we're going to have, the less strain is going to be on our joints. So just get that hip through first, right in this position, and now that left shoulder starts coming through. All right. Another thing too that will help you when you get out is that back foot's already coming off the ground, and we want to have 2 feet on the ground, athletic, balanced, and that's going to create a little more angle, kind of like this, and that'll get you a little bit more closer to the plate, releasing the ball. All right. So just a couple of those fixes, just a little bit less extreme angles. You got a big body, you got a lot to work with. It's just a matter of getting a little more consistent, using a little bit more of those legs, and getting yourself out over that front foot, keeping yourself in a nice healthy position, and you'll be on the right path. So anyways, hope you had a great time at camp. Hope you learned a lot, and have a great season this year, and we look forward to seeing you again with ABC.